Hello again, welcome back everyone. LiquorHound here with you, and thank you for joining me once again for another spirit review video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very kind of innovative rum coming to us from Lost Spirits Distillery there in Los Angeles, California. Now, this rum it's very polarizing, I'll say it like this. And it's only for one specific reason. It's not the quality of the spirit. It's just that Bryan Davis, the owner, I guess, and creator of Lost Spirits, he and his buddies had come up with a way to, I guess, fast mature spirits, okay? So they're doing this light generator thing that actually they put, like, I guess, oak wood chips. Some of them are sherry infused. They'll put them inside this kind of clear cylinder, I guess, with some of the distillate. And then they, I guess, high intensity lighting heats it up and, I guess, infuses the, I guess, all the flavors of the oak and the sherry infused oak into the spirit. And they're creating, basically distilling rum on copper pot stills, using copper fermenters as well, all hand hammered by them. And then when the rum is created, that's when it goes into the generator with the oak, and it's meant to replicate somewhere between a decade and 20 years of aging. That can be done in like 2 days. Okay, so that's what we have here. As you can tell by that color, very, very dark Navy Style rum. They say that there's no coloring additives, no flavoring additives right there on the bottle. Talks about the only thing that's in here is, you know, rum distilled from molasses, and I guess it's grade A molasses and yeast, and that's it. Okay, so 61%, so it's no lightweight. Very nice looking label and bottle. I do enjoy that. I know when you go to the distillery, I was kind of researching this, they have quite the experience. Now, I'm not sure what COVID did to that, but hopefully, you know, they're getting back on track as more and more people are becoming vaccinated. But the thing about Lost Spirits there is that they want a very immersive experience, okay? They want it to where you walk in, you get on like a little boat, and it actually takes you from, I guess, room or scene to scene, where basically they're trying to recreate what they imagine the origins of these whiskeys are, okay? Now, in an interview, Bryan talked about this rum. He said the reason they came up with this was because they were watching Pirates of the Caribbean, and they were wondering what would the rum taste like that those pirates are drinking. So this is what they were kind of going after, this style that they were imagining, okay? And as cool as all that is, and but there's a lot of work that actually goes into their distillate, okay? They are distilling their own, and they are just oak, I guess, I don't know what the word is, that light generator, the infusion basically of the oak into that distillate. So let's see. I've had a lot of fast matured spirits in my time, and I haven't been a huge fan of them, I will say that. Most of them are a little rough around the edges, but this one has a ton of color. All right, so that extraction method that they're using is really working. All right, on the nose. All right, chocolate, big like fudgy molasses. Lots of clove, star anise, or anise, however you like to say it. Wow, yes, lots of that. The cinnamon's in there, but the clove and the star anise are huge. Definitely, really, you know, it's a molasses forward distillate, of course, and this one is holding true to that. Beyond that fudge, there's a little bit of a doughiness to this as well. What does that remind me of? I don't know, it's kind of a little sourdough. Yeah, it's that yeast, the nice sourdough bread in there with it. But that is by no means the big player here. The big player is just the huge molasses, big fudginess, the clove and the anise. Yeah, just... And there is some orange. There's a little citrus here. Because as far as fruit-wise, if I was to talk about the fruit here, I would just say it's really heavy with dates in particular. Little bit of fig, raisins, and they're not golden. These are those dark raisins. There is something sweet. There's something sweet to the berry component. Almost like a little, what would I call that? Blackberry. Little blackberry in here. It just kind of freshens up those dark fruit components. Alright, let's give it a taste and see if all that comes through on the palate. Just a little sip there. Not too shabby. It's feels like it's about a medium viscosity. Let's double check. Yeah, good solid medium viscosity. Really rich, developing on the palate. It enters 61%, but even that high proof, when it enters, it actually feels pretty subdued, really calm up front. And then that's when it starts picking up power. Everything starts driving forward into that mid palate. The one thing I'll say is that as quickly as they infuse the oak here, it's not, sometimes when you pull really heavy and fast from oak, you're pulling a lot of things out of the oak, in my opinion, that aren't necessarily should be pulled. You'll pull a lot of these green tannins, this new wood flavor. A lot of those that I've had in the past really do that, and I'm just not a fan of that. They'll get kind of peppery and new leather, and it's just, I don't know. It's not something I enjoy. This one, on the other hand, has a salted caramel and molasses heaviness right up front. That's what you hit with. Then you start developing that big kind of cocoa, dark chocolate, leather tone starts swelling up, and you're getting a ton of that clove, star anise is in there. It almost feels like just a hint of black licorice there as you crest onto the mid palate. Wow, right there you start getting hit with a little bit of that's to me is where the sherried fruits are coming in, so that you get that blackberry, that the dates, the raisins, and there's a little hint of there's an herbal kick right there at the mid palate as it rolls over. What is that? It's almost, strangely enough, it's riding the line between camphor and eucalyptus, and I'm guessing that's going to be that pull. When you pull from that oak a little fast, you do get a little bit of that kind of characteristic sometimes. But then there's this big root, it is like almost like root beer, natural root beer vibe to the back end as it starts rolling out. All that clove and that star anise is just pouring on. You get this rich oak layering underneath. So while it has that little herbal kick that's on that mid palate, it's not anything that's really distracting, because it actually almost just adds a layer of complexity as it rolls into that root beer heavy finish, basically. Yep. It's, to be honest, the retail pricing on this, by the way, is about $35 to $45, right in there. It's really not too out of hand on price-wise. Flavor, I do find it enjoyable. The one thing I will say about this that I've noticed is the longer it sits open in the glass, it really tends to change a lot. And like it starts getting kind of, what is the word for this? I don't know, it gets a little more sour, I guess is the easiest way to tell you. It just gets a little more sour, leans a little bit on that. And young whiskeys will do that. Young whiskeys in particular oxidize really quickly, and they kind of change suddenly towards, mature spirits aged many years in oak and higher ABV, they tend to hold, they'll hold a lot longer. But I will say that as much as this changes and it starts focusing a little more on the sherried fruits as it opens up, that's not necessarily a negative here. Overall, I find it really enjoyable. I'm happy I found this bottle. Now I kind of want to try more of their spirits. So I know they do some like peated malts, and so I'm curious about those. I haven't, you know, I actually picked this bottle up when I was in Kentucky recently. Here in Texas we don't get it, but if you happen to see this in your area, anything from Lost Spirits, you should probably give it a try. I'm not too disappointed. I'm actually rather surprised by it, and I'm kind of looking forward to hopefully one day making a trip out there and seeing what's exactly is going on. But until I can make it out there, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Keep leaving all those great comments. Of course, if you want to see this video 2 weeks early, join me over at patreon.com/LiquorHound, where you can become a patron. Help me stay independent and self-fund all these bottles that I review, so you know you're getting those unbiased and honest reviews. Anyway, thank you as always. Have a great day, and cheers.